Hello friends, Coach Bob with you today. Sweet 16 today, number 16, Worship on Wheels. Wow, it's hard to even believe that, isn't it? I'm going to share a couple little things with you today that I think you might find interesting. You know, I'm a coach for a track team. We're going to talk about how this ties into track and family and life. We're going to start out with a little Bible verse. This is Philippians 2:3. It's going to say this: do nothing from selfishness or empty conceit, but with humility consider one another as more important than yourselves. You know, I don't think that that comes as a surprise to anyone that we should value others a lot. But the idea, ooh, we got something going on down here. But the idea that we should value others more important than ourselves, that's a pretty tall order, isn't it? You know, to look at someone that you may not be as fond of, or you may not even think that they don't have value. But if you start looking at humankind as others, that's not good. God bless them. It's a life changer. It's a world changer. But how do we put that into practice, and how do we get it going? You know, D.L. Moody said, and I'm paraphrasing here, you can look it up, but he said it's not the number of servants that a man has that makes him great, it's the number that he serves. Wow, that's some pretty deep stuff right there. When I'm standing out there with the track team, I always do this. I go, look to your left and look to your right. Those people that you just looked at are more important than you are. And if we all have this mindset, no one will ever be overlooked, because on a team of say 20 people, that means that 19 kids are looking out for the one. The minute you focus on yourself, someone else will be neglected. But you have redundancy if everyone's doing it, right? Because 18 will be looking out, even if you have a moment of weakness where all you do is look at yourself and start worrying about only self. You know, one of the sayings that we have on the track team, and I'm sure you've all heard this, is winners never quit and quitters never win. And when I say win, I don't mean just come in first place. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about sticking to it, man. You just don't give up. You don't give in. You fight the good fight. And I always let them know this is true within your marriage as you grow up, that track and swim and sports, generally speaking, are to teach us that in times of suffering that we can press on and do more. And that certainly holds true in your marriage and your relationships with children and all of that stuff. When things get crazy, right, and you just want to give up, you want to throw your hands up in the air and go, I'm done, right? The idea that that person is more important than you can keep you from doing that. And by teaching your children these very principles of the fact that you are more important than they are, and that their siblings are more important than they are, that will hinder them from becoming self-centered, narcissistic knuckleheads. And that's a pretty important thing, I would say. My kids, as they grew up, they always understood when they left the house, when they went out, I always told them, you are an ambassador to this family. What you do represents your mother and represents me and your brothers and your sister. So that kind of stuff is really, really important to teach. If you view your wife more valuable than you, then you will want to open the door. You will want to crank the car up when it's cold outside, even if you're not going, just so she can get into a warm car, because she's more valuable than you are. Likewise, the things that your wife will do for you, she would do anything for me, and I would do anything for her. That unselfishness that we provide for one another, that sense that the other one is worth more than we are. You know, it can be really, really hard to look at others as more valuable if you don't like that person or you don't value them. You know, that comes to the forefront a lot on a team where you have 20 kids and you have certain kids that are like super fast, right? They're really, really skilled, and it's hard for them to view an underclassman, right, that can't provide as much victory for the team. And so they're prone to look down at that person, and they forget 4 years ago that was you. And that it's through the upperclassmen looking out for you because they viewed you as valuable that you are where you are today. I've seen that time and time again through my coaching experience, where young people that didn't feel valuable, all of a sudden they felt valuable because an upperclassman. I had a kid last year. I'm going to name my fastest swimmer. His name's Jonah. And Jonah, we had a kid that was struggling, and Jonah worked with him during practice. He helped him with his stroke and taught him some things. As we were leaving practice, this kid looked up at his mother and he goes, "Mom, Jonah likes me." It changed him. It changed him. It made him a better swimmer, because Jonah took the time out of his life to say, you are more valuable than me. And the things that I've learned over the years, I'm willing to sacrifice this day of training to share it with you, because you matter. And remember that, because your neighbors matter. Remember, we're never too important to mow our neighbor's grass or wash their car or pick up their groceries or do whatever they need, because that's what neighbors are for. You may have noticed in a couple of videos here recently, as I was leaving my neighborhood, that there was a blue tarp over my neighbor's house. They had a tragic house fire over there a week and a half ago. The outpouring of love and support for these folks is unbelievable. It's wonderful. And I'm going to tell you, not only is it wonderful, it is well deserved, because they are exceptional people and exceptional neighbors. This whole concept of valuing others more than you, it definitely has rewards when things go wrong. Well, there you have it. Remember this, my friends, you are loved, and so am I, and that's really good news. Now, you go change the world. We'll see you real soon.